Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and I am so excited that you guys decided to come back and draw with me today. This always makes my day. And we've been drawing some really cool animals. We're now halfway through the week. We've had some awesome animals in the past and we have another awesome one today. This animal is the second largest land animal on the planet. It's also considered the most dangerous animal in Africa. And it can even make its own sunblock. It's a really cool animal. Did you figure it out? That's right, we are drawing a hippopotamus today. Hippos are amazingly large animals, which only means that we have more room to color, which will be a whole lot of fun. So let's make sure we have everything we need to get started and let's go. Okay, make sure you have a piece of paper out. You're gonna need a pencil because we do a lot of sketching in this class. We wanna make sure that we get everything right before we put down our final outline with a dark marker or a pen. And then we're gonna erase all of that sketchwork from underneath with one of my many erasers. Not sure why I have so many, but just have an eraser handy because you'll need it. And yeah, at the very end, we're gonna do some coloring. Now I got a bunch of markers here. Maybe you have paints or colored pencils or crayons. Any of those kind of things will work just fine. All right, so let's start sketching out our hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Do you know what it means? In ancient Greek, it means river horse. That's a really big horse. A really big horse. But we are going to start our drawing by drawing a giant jelly bean. Can you do that? Can you draw a big old bean? Good. Okay, perfect. Well, then you can draw a hippo. So let's draw this big bean right here in the middle. We'll leave a little bit more room on this side because we want to fit their head in there. The head's the more difficult part because they have a really funky shaped head. But let's start with the big bean body. All right, so when we draw a bean, it might be easier to draw two circles and then connect them. You want to try that? Okay, let's try that. I normally can just draw a bean, but maybe we draw two big circles like this, like this. Okay, I have to draw a million lines sometimes because the circles aren't perfect. The trick with drawing circles, though, is not using just your wrist. It's using your whole entire arm. Just as a tip for those of you who struggle to draw circles. I'm trying to, but I got these little things in the way. Oh, gosh. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, there we go. We got two big old circles. Now we're going to connect them with just with a little loop, like that. And then we're going to do a loop at the bottom, too. Or when I say loop, I mean arc. Like a big curve shape at the bottom. And then all you have to do is erase the middle. So erase these lines in the middle, and that creates a giant bean. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna have to cut in a little bit on this side for the head. Let's work on, maybe we should work on the legs first. Well, I'm a little intimidated by the head because hippo heads have so many weird curves and folds and they're very, very interesting. So let's start with the legs and then we'll work our way up to the head. Now let's say this, okay, so this is the body here. This is under their belly. I'll just put a little circle over here, light circle to show you that their head's gonna be right up here. It's gonna be a big old head right there. And then let's put the legs right here. So we got the back end, the little caboose over here. And then let's make a leg. And we're gonna do it like our four-legged animals where that back leg is kind of funky. Like this, it goes back. And they don't have extremely long legs. They're pretty roly-poly. They eat a lot of food. They eat a lot of grass. They're herbivores, so they hang out in the rivers and they eat lots of river grass and they eat tons and tons of it every single day. Like around 80 pounds within one night. So like within 4 or 5 hours, they eat 80 pounds of plants. That is a lot. Okay, so I did a stroke right here. Here, I'm flattening it out. Maybe I'll make it a little bit wider leg. And then I'm just gonna go curve it up to here. Curve it, and I'm gonna have it go into this curve right here, right into the belly. All right. Does that work? Got a big old curve in the belly. And then what we're gonna do over on this side is put the front leg. Let's see if we got this front leg the right way. Let's do a little curve and have it come straight down. And then we'll just have this line that goes straight down from here. So that head might have to scooch over a little bit, and that's all right. That wasn't final. There we go. Easy enough, right? Legs aren't too hard. And then the back one, this kind of looks like, I'm going to draw them kind of like when I draw the elephant, the elephant legs. Similar to those. Kind of flattish on the bottom. They do have those bigger toes and things, but I think I'm just going to draw the toenails on there just to make my life a little easier. And your life. So you're welcome. Okay, let's do the back legs. We always do them a little bit higher up because they're further away, and that's how you can tell that they're further away, because it's separated by the round body. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. They are really round, bean-shaped, rounded off, I should say, animals. Now it looks kind of silly right now, but it should come together as we keep drawing. Okay, we should probably do this head now. I've avoided it long enough. Let's draw their ginormous head. Okay, I'm gonna erase. So that's why I have this eraser. This is called a kneaded eraser. Now you can do it with your eraser. You can just erase lightly, so you can still see what's on there. So you don't want it too dark. If I use this kneaded eraser, it'll just help me. I can still see it. Maybe you might not on the camera, but at least I can still see my original circle. So I know that's the general area for what I was working on and the size of that head. So let's start drawing our hippopotamus head. We're gonna start with, let's do the top of the head first. We're just gonna do a little dome shape for the top of their dome. There we go, like that. And then we're gonna do a big light circle right here. Big circle and a big circle. Now that's not going to be their entire eyeball, but their eyes will fit within these. So let's do those. That's pretty good. Maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. And if that means, so I've done it like a million times. I've gone over these, so the lines are getting kind of thick. So you can go in there and kind of erase and just keep the outer line, the outer edge of that circle. And that'll be fine for me. And we'll come back to those. So remember, we're drawing with a pencil so that we can erase some of this stuff. So that's not final. These aren't all final marks. But what we are going to do is take this part right here, like just take this part of the eye. Oh, wait, you know what? Before we do that, let's do this. Let's try to figure out where this, the end of their mouth is. And then we'll connect it all. That'll probably be an easier way to do it. So we're going to do this shape right here. Kind of looks like a cow. I would say it kind of looks more like a cow. I'm going to kind of go like this and go down. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go back up. Go down, back up, and then back down. Like that. And then we're going to go under and we're just going to connect it all at the bottom. That might be a little bit too big, but let's see. Something like that. And I'll erase some of the stuff that I don't want. Is that looking pretty good for me? Oh yeah, I think that looks pretty good. The head's, yeah, that's a good size. All right, so I'm comfortable with that size of the head. Now what we can do is draw the mouth on here. If I was gonna look at this from the side, you'd see a huge long mouth that opens up really, really big, and it has long, like tusk-like teeth. Really long teeth, and those are really scare people away. Keep all the, things away from their babies. The mom's keeping other animals away from their babies, but I can't imagine too many things trying to attack them. I mean, I'd be pretty afraid. They attack other people if you're in the water. If you're in the river, you don't want to be around a hippopotamus. They are the most dangerous animals in Africa because they will attack. All right, so let's draw the mouth. We'll draw it a little bit down here. Let's do a little wave like that. Well, I'm kind of smiling a little bit. Now, their teeth don't stick out of their face. Maybe there are some that have little buck teeth that stick right out the front. But since we're not having the mouth open, I still want to show that they have those cool teeth. So I'm going to put those big teeth out in the front. And it just makes them more adorable anyways. So that's perfectly fine. Okay, so we got, it looks like these giant eyes. It looks so silly, but we'll fix that. So let's do let's do now let's connect the face here, the top of the head to the bottom of the head. And the way we're going to do that is a few different ways. So we're going to take the outside of this curve right here on this circle, and we're going to kind of go like this. We're going to kind of go like this and bring it in like that. And do the same thing over here. It's like a little backwards S shape. So just follow the curve, come out like that. There you go. Or if you want to just do like a straight, if you don't want to make it super curved, you can make it however you want, but they just have like kind of a bonier looking face right there up there by their cheekbones. Oh, this looks super scary. Okay, because it looks so scary, we're going to do some erasing now because it kind of freaks me out too. Let's erase just the bottom part of this. Just erase the bottom, maybe up the end of the side here. Right there. You see how I'm doing it? I'm just leaving some in the middle. We're going to erase all that. There we go. So we're just using those to kind of guide us to the right areas. Now we're going to put the eyeballs inside there. So let's put the hippo eyes right inside of here, like this. Now the hippo's eyes and nose and ears are all on the top of their face, on the top of their head, so that they can completely submerge their whole body underwater and they can still breathe above the water if they're moving across just with their head above the water. Just even part of their head, just the top of their head, because everything is situated on top of their head. Just kind of like an alligator or a crocodile, the same thing. They can just kind of cruise in the water. You don't see their body, you just see their eyes and their nose. Okay, no, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think what I can do here is just change this part right here. I'm going to change these up just a little bit. I'll make those a little bit higher. I told you, the head is just a little bit interesting. Now you can get rid of a lot of these lines and just, people would probably still know just because of the big teeth and the big head. But I'm trying to draw it where we can be pretty accurate, but still stay pretty simple too. We're trying to simplify our amount of lines. Okay, maybe that'll work a little bit better. Let's try that. And then we'll have them looking right over at us. The big friendly pupils, because we are not greeting this hippopotamus in the river. We are greeting them out on land where they are a lot safer to be around, because they'll probably just run to the water, to be honest. They'll run back to the river if you confronted them. All right, so that's a little low, but I think I'm okay with it now. I'm going to find out here if we need to change anything. Let's add their cute ears right here on the side. And these little cute ears right here on the top. Bloop. Very rounded off little ears. And I'll put a little line there to kind of show that they're facing forward. Oh, see, that's looking a whole lot better. Now, I'm not sure. Let's see. Maybe I do need to move that up. If I put the nostrils here, I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. Its nose now it looks kind of looks like a cow. I wouldn't call them river horses. I'd call them more river cows. There's the big nostrils. They got those big ones right on the top there, and they also have little like whiskers. So we'll do little dots there. You'll notice they'll have them all over their face, and they have like a little section right here in the middle. We'll just do a little line there to kind of show they have a little dent right there on their nose. Okay, now it looks still kind of funky because they're a lot chubbier than this. So let's take it from the top of their eye on the outside right here, and we're going to go out like this. Kind of go out, and then we're going to meet them back up here near, like right near this top of the smile, somewhere around there. We'll kind of go in like that. So now that kind of finishes off their face, and they don't look so skeleton. They look super skinny and creepy. Oh, see, that looks a whole lot better. Now it's all coming together. Once you add those little curves on the side, you get the chunkiness of their jowls, and that's what we want. Awesome. Okay, well, our little hippopotamus friend is really coming together. Now let's add some wrinkles, because this is going to be pretty smooth. There's not going to be a whole lot of definition of like their muscles and things because they are kind of just rounded off. Let's do something like this. So let's add little chunks to the side of them, little rolls. So we'll just do a little curve right there, And then we'll do another curve, just start it up here and roll it over there like that. Oh, look at that. There's a big old roll going on up there. This is a hippopotamus that eats very well. Eats a lot of food and swims a lot. Doesn't have to use I guess it doesn't have to use muscles a whole ton on land if they spend so much time in water. They even nurse their babies in the water. They can fall asleep in the water. Their bodies automatically take them to the surface to go get air every like 5 minutes, and then they go back down underwater without even waking up. Isn't that awesome? And we're going to go up here. We're going to do another roll right there underneath their neck. There we go. And we can keep, and then I'll just add a little bit of a round it off right here. Don't have it connect straight into it because it doesn't look like a roll. But we can have it roll in a little bit if we just round it off. And you can even add another line right here just to show off, accentuate some more rolls. Because his head's going to be turning so that the chunk is going to kind of fold up a little bit on their neck. And then maybe we can show like a little hint of where their legs are. They're not very defined. So we'll just kind of add little marks there just so we know that there's their leg, there's their front legs. And then we can erase some of the stuff for the front leg. We don't want those lines to go over each other, intersect in any way, because we don't want to color those in with or outline those at all. They got a little nubby tail on the back. Let's do that. Did you know what these hippopotamuses, is that how you say it? Hippopotamuses? Hippopotami? What's the multiple of hippopotamus? I just call them hippos so that I don't have to say hippopotamuses. I'll have to find out what it is. What's the plural version of hippopotamus? There we go. It's kind of like, we almost did like a leaf shape back there with a little tail just off the back. And then maybe we'll keep that line maybe going a little bit over so it shows that it kind of rolls over. This kind of reminds me of the rhino. Had the skin kind of folds over. It kind of does that a little bit on their legs. Okay, so I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do kind of the elephant foot where I just kind of draw the toenails. Is that lazy? I just like how it looks. I'm the artist, so I say it's just because I like the look. Awesome. Well, I think now I am ready. I think we've got everything on here. I think I'm ready now to go to my pen to do my final outline. So make sure that if you're at this point, you're happy with your sketch before you jump into this. So if you need to pause to catch up, go ahead and do that. All right, let's start drawing the outline of the body. I like to draw the big shapes first. So let's draw their booty back there. You know what? I'm going to stop because I think what I'm going to do is not have, and you can kind of see it. It's not going to overlap on the tail. So if you want to do that, you can. You don't have to. I'm going to draw their really shiny. Now we learned from rhinoceroses. Gosh, the plural version of these animals is killing me. From rhinos that they still get sunburned. Animals can get sunburned. So, especially in Africa where it's very, very sunny in a lot of these areas, you wonder what animals are going to do if they do get sunburned. How do they stop from getting burnt? I didn't realize they could, but now that I can, I'm curious how a big animal like this might avoid getting sunburnt. Do you know how? It's really crazy. So they actually sweat out their own sunblock. Isn't that wild? It looks like blood. It's kind of creepy looking, and I'm sure it scared a lot of people early on who lived in Africa who didn't really know what was going on. Didn't realize that was sunblock. That would be really weird. It would look like the whole hippopotamus was bleeding, but it's actually a red substance that goes over their entire body and keeps them from getting sunburned. That's pretty. Generating your own sunblock? Now, what a cool superpower. That'd be so cool. All right, let's do these eyeballs. I'm going to go probably just about here. Don't go all the way down. We don't need to connect all of our lines, even though it's tempting to do so. That's what we're going to draw right here. So we're going to have a big, like I said, it kind of reminds me of a cow. But you know what? I was trying to figure out what they were related to, what other animals that hippos are related to. And I found out that their closest animal relative is a whale or a porpoise. A whale or a porpoise? That seems so far off. That seems really crazy. But it's true. I don't know. Maybe because they're really big and chunky, they're more like whales. But that just blew my mind. I wouldn't think of anything with 4 legs would be related to a whale. Okay, so now we got to do this the little face here. I'm just going to connect them over here. There you go. See this little corner? So I try to look for places that I can connect things to make it just everything relate a little bit better to each other. And then I'm going to do a little head there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start from this side because I literally can't see with my hand in the way. There we go. There we go. Now we get those big teeth in the front. Yeah, you'd think they'd probably have more in common with like an elephant. The only thing they have in common really with the elephant, I guess, besides their feet kind of feel very similar, but they're both huge. The largest living land animal is an elephant, of course, and they're the second. They can weigh over 7,000 pounds. That's like 3 small cars. That is huge. Just imagine that swimming towards you in a river. It'd be terrifying. Which is kind of amazing that these things are good swimmers. I wouldn't have thought that just by looking at them. We're going to roll into that one like that. Into our foot. We've done a lot of African animals. It's been a lot of fun. Am I missing any African animals that you've wanted me to draw? Are there any other animals you can think of? You're always welcome to suggest animals, not just African animals, but any animals that you want to draw in this show. All you have to do is have your parents contact us directly, either on an email or then go to our Instagram and tag us at Brave Kids Art Club. Just direct message us anywhere, anything like that. There's lots of ways to contact us, but have your parents tell us what animals you would like to see drawn, and perhaps it'll be in a future episode, which would be awesome. And now I can just erase all of the undersketch. I really like how it turned out, and I'm really excited to color it in. It's always the fun part. You're making your own coloring book, basically. So we're going to go ahead and just erase all of this, and then bring out whatever you have to color with and start coloring, and we'll catch up right afterwards. That sound good? Awesome. Okay, catch you right after. Right. And my hippopotamus is finished. Now she turned out a little darker than I hoped she would. My markers got a little bit saturated on here, so some of my details got a little lost. I might have used a lighter marker and probably been a little bit happier with it. But regardless, I am proud of what I made, and it was a lot of fun to color. I named her Henrietta, by the way. I think I like that name. Did you have a name for your hippopotamus yet? Awesome. And are you proud of what you made? Good. Well, if you are, which you should be, of anything you make, you should be proud enough to put your name on it. And so that's what I'm going to do on mine. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but that's okay. It was still fun to work on, and I'm proud that I made it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's always fun having you draw with me, and just make sure you come around. I do this every day, Monday through Friday. You can subscribe to the channel so you know which videos are coming up, and you'll be ready for the next ones. And if you really enjoyed these videos, please give them a like. That helps me continue to do this and make some awesome animal art with you. So thank you. Remember, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time.